Thank you, and guys, good to see you again. This question is for Matt. Matt, you were just on the episode of Kicking It with Kate Abdo and Charlie Davies and a few others, and Clint Dempsey. And there was some real conversation on there. Like, I just want to know how that experience was like, because it felt like it was a little bit different than other interviews that you might have participated in.
It was a great experience. I was so grateful to be able to be on the show, and I feel like I was looser than I might be in this type of interview, and I know Charlie really well, and so that made me feel really comfortable to do it. And talking with Kate, she asks really insightful, difficult questions at times, but it was all fun, and to get to mess around with Clint as well was a lot of fun. So it was a great experience, and I think definitely a really great platform for U.S. men's national team players, or any players really in the world, to get to open up a little bit, to talk about real issues, but also show the human side of themselves, and definitely made me feel comfortable to show a bit more of the human side of myself.
And you can see that clip on CBS Sports Golazo later this afternoon. Next will be Ryan Talmadge from Goal.com.
Thank you, Michael. This one's for Chris. Chris, Greg was talking the other day about the center back competition and just like how many of you guys there are in this pool kind of vying for minutes. So you have that going on here, and then you look at the competition you're also facing on the club level, in terms of center backs at Crystal Palace. So how does this camp and this team kind of prepare you for what's going on at Crystal Palace, and then vice versa? How does what's going on at Crystal Palace prepare you for what it's like coming into national team camp?
Yeah, I think playing with and at the same time playing against like world-class players, it really elevates your game regardless of it, if it's here or if it's at Palace. And so, I like to use the minutes I get at Palace to prove why I should play here, and vice versa. So I just kind of use every day as a way to get better. And, there is a lot of depth, not just in the center back pool, but also in the whole pool in general. So, being here really just kind of seems to elevate my game.
Next would be Doug McIntyre from Fox.
Thanks, Michael. Hey, guys. Good to see you. A question for each of you. You guys played, I'll start with you, Matt, but you guys played against each other at the weekend. You're on the field. It's an important game for both your teams. Last 15 minutes, you're both on the field. And then you have to switch gears and become teammates. What's that like, switching like that, and, you go from being enemies to being teammates kind of thing. And Chris, for you, how have you seen Matt grow over the last couple of years playing in front of him, both on the field and off? Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's an interesting one going against your national team teammates, but I don't know. You say enemies, but it never really feels like that. You are competing, but you have the healthiest respect possible. And I was really excited when Chris was coming on, because I like playing against my friends as well. So it's really great to be able to be on the pitch and share those experiences and memories with each other. And then I think it really helps our relationship with the national team as well.
Yeah, I'll answer the second half of the question. It's really good seeing Matt, like you said, kind of develop throughout the years. And I wouldn't necessarily say develop, but I think he just kind of has this sense of confidence to him now that I wouldn't say he was lacking, but maybe that he just needed help developing. And it comes with games and it comes with experiences. And so I feel like every time he comes back, you see a different side of Matt in a good way, of course. But no, I think also him being the number one at Forest this year is also going to further his development, and then even the next camp, and I don't know how many camps are coming after this, but every single time I'm sure we'll see a more confident side of Matt.
Next is Jeff Carlisle from ESPN FC.
Thanks, Michael. My question's for Chris. Obviously, you played in Germany for a few years. What do you make of the recent run that they've been on? And I mean, obviously they've got a new coach in Nagelsmann, but just what do you make of all the changes that team is going through right now?
Answer in German.
Yeah. I think regardless of recent results, we have the utmost respect for Germany, and I don't think anybody looks on the schedule and sees Germany and think like it's going to be an easy win. I think regardless of what team Germany puts out there, regardless of what's going on in the background, we know they're going to field a strong team. And having played in Germany for 4-ish years, you kind of tend to learn the German mentality, and they're all work no play. So we expect a game like that this weekend, and we're really looking forward to winning.
Next will be Mike Waitala from Soccer America.
Yeah, thanks so much. I was also going to ask about your experience in Germany. Are there any players on the team that you may have known that from your time there, and also just what is it like to play against a national team where you have played in their country and might be familiar with the style and the players?
Yeah, I kind of grew up through the Bayern system, so I think that's probably half the German national team right there. Whether it's Nagelsmann, he's now the coach. He was the coach before I left. You could probably name 7-8 players on that German team that I've played with. But I think one I'm probably closest to is Jamal Musiala. We came to the academy together, the second team, and then eventually into the first team. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Like you said, I did play there, and so I kind of know their system. But again, I think us as a national team, we try not to focus too much on the opponents, but focus on ourselves and getting better leading up to the World Cup. And so we're really gonna use this game to just continue to grow and to continue to push forward.
Great, thank you.
Next is Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Okay, question for you. This is a massive opponent, Germany. It's only a friendly, but still this is a difficult match for you. There's not going to be a lot of chances to play the highest level teams because so many dates over the next couple of years are filled with CONCACAF games. How do you look at a match like this? What do you hope to get out of it? And how important are the few games like this, plus Copa America next summer?
Yeah, these games are obviously very important to us and to our fans, and I think if we want to do well in the World Cup in 26, we need to learn how to win games like the ones that we have ahead of us. So all the experiences that we're going to get and the opportunities that we have to play these types of profile of games are really, really important. So yeah, I think that's sort of like the messaging, and we'll just keep learning and growing, and then use those experiences to help us in our CONCACAF matches, and it's a long road to 2026.
We'll go to Henry Bushnell from Yahoo.
Thanks, Michael. Chris, I got another question for you just about the game you guys played against each other on Saturday. What was it like playing in midfield? And was it something that you had trained at all? And I guess more importantly, was it fun?
Fun wouldn't necessarily be the word for it. I think there's a reason I'm a defender. I was hoping I was going to get on the ball and maybe chip Maddie from half field, but it was good. Actually, I had trained earlier in the week. We have a few injuries at Palace right now, and so Roy came up to me and was like, you just be ready to play wherever. And by wherever, I thought he meant the back line, and then the 6 came up. So, I'll do whatever to get on the pitch, and I'll do whatever for the team to help us get a result. But it was definitely an interesting experience. And I guess we'll have to see if I get more minutes.
You do well, man.
A few tackles,
That's
a few tackles. That's what I'm good for. I don't know about going forward,
destroyer.
but the defense, that's what I'm for.
We'll go to Charlie Bone from MLSsoccer.com.
Hey guys, I hope both of you will take this one on. There's a little bit of controversy in the German media about them playing these games in the U.S. and why they're traveling what they perceive as to be this huge distance to the United States in the middle of the club season, which I kind of think maybe rates what you guys go through on a regular basis, flying across the Atlantic. So I was just wondering if you could give us a little sense of what it's like for you guys to make these trips, the physical and mental sort of load that imposes on you, and how that sort of that aspect of coming into a camp like this.
Yeah, I think, like you said, there is a bit of a physical and mental load on us, but it's something that, we gladly take on. It's an honor to play for our country, and, we do have to take, 7-8 hour flights across the Atlantic, like you said. So I'm really interested to see how the two teams we're going to be facing, how they approach that, how they're going to take it on. But again, like I said, it's an honor for us. So I think, it is challenging, but also it's a challenge that we'll gladly do over and over again.
100% agree. I think for us, we think about our time with the national team. We always are really looking forward to it. And everybody that's here really wants to be here. And so you'll do whatever it takes and go wherever you need to go in order to play and to have these experiences. And it's such an honor to wear the crest. So I think I never look at it as like a chore, and maybe physically and mentally it can be a little bit tiring, but I mean, overall it's more exciting, because you want to put a lot of effort and energy into playing for the team. So I think we all really look forward to coming back to America and taking on those flights and the travel.
Next is Jonathan Chanawal from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Thanks, Michael. Hello, gentlemen. Chris, this one is for you. We all know how many ups and downs you've had in recent years, and here you are at a pretty good stretch of ups, both playing for Palace and playing a bunch of games with good run for the national team this year. So I just wonder, how you're doing and how you foresee this stretch going and then beyond.
Yeah, hopefully not many more downs to come. It's been good to stay healthy, play a lot of games, and I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm happy with, of course I wish I was playing more for Palace, but it's competition, and hopefully once I beat somebody out, then it's my spot to keep. But again, I enjoy playing. I enjoy being healthy. I enjoy coming here, being with the boys. So the lows really kind of got me ready for the highs and taught me a lot. So hopefully I can keep riding this high for as long as possible.
Next is Hector Lazzeri.
Hi guys, Hector Lazzeri from Claro Sports here in Mexico City. I have a question for both. Or first for Chris. As you said, you developed in the Bayern Academy. What's the difference in the style of training you got over there comparing with the teams in the US, and what maybe is lacking or you need to add here to the academies in the US to have a better chance in 2026 and going forward? And for both guys, if you want to answer, what's the difference in preparing the matches here in CONCACAF when you have the ball all the time, not a lot of teams challenge the possession, and having to face a team like Germany that it's going to be a whole different story. They have way more better attacking players. What's the approach for a defender or a goalkeeper in the preparation? What changes comparing with the Gold Cup and other matches here in CONCACAF?
So like I said, I did play. I kind of came up through the Bayern Academy, and it's interesting because I think in the academy growing up, or to be fair, I only played 2 years of academy in the States, but what I learned in those 2 years was we very much focused on the physical side. And then once I got over to Germany, it was all technique, all technical. I mean, you see kids out there, U12, U13, U14, they're outside on the kick wall, they're outside on the heading pendulum. So it's just different styles. I mean, like I said, I think in the U.S., not just when it comes to soccer, but to all sports, I think we tend to focus on the physical side before anything. And over in Europe, it's vice versa.
I'd say that there's not really a whole lot of difference between preparing for these games and preparing for CONCACAF games. We take every game with the same intensity and for what it is. Sometimes we see more of the ball. Sometimes we have to defend a little bit more. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to win in any context. So for us, learning how to win in any context is really important. We talk about how young our group is, but we are starting to get older now, and so these experiences are really important. And you need to take care of business in CONCACAF as well as test yourselves there and in the rest of the world.
We'll take a few more questions and continue with Sean McCaffrey.
You're going to be playing not too far from home, so I wanted to know how big of a crowd you expect to have, how much support you think you may get just from being local, and also Andres sends his best.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to play in the Northeast, to be honest. It's going to be amazing. It's the closest I'll have ever played to home for the national team in a long time. So I'm expecting a very, very big turnout, more than I was able to get tickets for, that's for sure. I had to turn down some of my friends and say, hey, look, if you want to come, you're going to have to buy it yourself, So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing my family, seeing my friends, and it's going to be an unbelievable experience.
Next is Sanjay Sujan-Thakumar.
Thanks, Michael, and thanks, guys, for your time. Wanted to ask you about the video game FIFA, now known as EA FC. We hear a lot about how golf is a source of competition within the group. Wanted to ask you about whether it's the same thing with FIFA, and who's nice at FIFA and who maybe isn't as good but thinks they're really good. Thank you.
I mean, to be fair, I think this is the first camp we've had since the game has come out. I will say that in youth national team camps, Serginho has been the best. But I think that's because he spends all of his time indoors. As soon as training's done, he will go home and play FIFA. So I will say I haven't played the new one yet because they killed my card. But, I will say that from what I've seen, I would say Serginho. But to be fair, I mean, here, golf is taking over.
Yeah, I haven't played a game of FIFA since college.
Yeah,
actually.
but see, he's got kids. That's the difference.
Yeah,
He's got kids. No, us young guys, so we play a bit of FIFA, but I'm trash, so I'll admit it right here.
That's big of you.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Well, a quick sneak preview. Look out for Wednesday afternoon, a special matchup between Yunus Musa and Philip Forsberg, the vice captain of the Nashville Predators.
Oh, wow.
They're playing FIFA.
Stay tuned for more details.
Wow.
Okay.
Yunus better step
yeah,
up.
Yeah, better put on.
Our last question goes to Andrew Jones.
That's hard to top right there, Michael, on that one. I mean, I got to ask if both of you two are satisfied with your FC ranking right now on there, but
I don't know what mine is. What's mine?
I don't know, man.
What's yours?
Man, so I'm a 74 still a silver
What's
card.
The pace?
But bro, they killed my pick. Last year I was a 78. Now I'm a 71.
Uh-oh.
They must not see me run down Anthony last year. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They must not see that game. Nah, I'm telling you. They could at least could have gotten me a gold card or something.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know what any of that means. I feel so old now.
You're playing like FIFA 08?
Come on.
Well, the controversy continues.